What if you can boost your sales conversions and profits within just a matter of days from now? Would you be interested to know exactly how to get it done by just inserting a few codes on your website? In 2 words, Google Analytics. Google Analytics is the best tracking platform you'll ever need in your business. It stores all the figures and statistics you need to understand which areas in your marketing you need to improve. With these, you can develop an action plan to increase your profits and grow your business faster. The beauty of this platform is that you just need to set up some parameters, install some codes on your website, and let it handle the rest. You don't need to worry about anything else. It's as simple as that. So if you want to leverage this powerful platform to accelerate your success, check out my brand new video series, Increase Profits with Google Analytics, by reading the page below.
Hello and welcome. Now in this video, we are going to set up an account for any website, web page, or set of pages that you are going to track. In order to do that, you are going to go to the admin area, and you can reach the admin area by clicking this gear icon. When you get there, you're going to look for this property drop-down menu, and then you're going to click Create New Property. When you get there, you're typically going to be tracking a website of some kind. So you're going to click Website. Now, if you are tracking the activity on the mobile app, you're going to want to click this box. But in most cases, you'll be tracking your website activity. Now, you're going to write in a name that you're going to see internally, and this is going to be something that you're going to see from inside of the website. So you want to go ahead and write in a website name. Once you do that, you're going to write in the website URL. And the website URL is actually where you're going to put the tracking code for a specific property. So in this case, you can actually write in an entire website, or you can actually put in a website that you're going to be tracking within a subdirectory. So in this case, we're going to put in a website in a subdirectory. Now you're going to be asked the industry category, and you're going to be using this primarily for comparison's sake. So what you're going to do is pick the general area that your site is going to be in, and then you're going to pick a reporting time zone. Now the reporting time zone is going to give the time for your particular site, and you want to be able to follow the activity based on what you know about your time. So you want to go ahead and set this particular site to your time zone. Once you do that, you're going to click the tracking ID. And once you have the tracking ID, you're going to look at this number, and this is going to be the number that you'll be entering in when you are going to be working with WordPress, or you're going to be working with a specific property or a plugin of some kind. You're also going to see that you have a JavaScript code. And that JavaScript code is what you're going to actually copy into the website where you're actually going to be looking. And this will actually measure all of the activity from the level at which you connect the code to everything that happens underneath that code or in every subdirectory afterward. For example, you'll see that you have a website here, you have a subdirectory, and Google Analytics will be set to track from this directory and everything that happens after this subdirectory. Once you have your tracking code, you are going to go to the data collection area. And if you're going to keep up with your audience demographics and their interests, you are going to want to enable this feature, and you'll need to turn this on. Now, if you're going to be doing retargeting with your account and you want to track the effects of that retargeting, you're going to want to turn on remarketing. But in most cases, until you're actually doing it, you can actually leave this turned off. Once you have the advertising reporting features turned on, you're going to click Save. Now, if you go to the left side menu, you're going to scroll down and you'll see a link here that says Referral Exclusion List. And this is pretty important. If you have a lot of traffic coming from a particular site, let's say that you're selling a product on an affiliate network, because that won't be an indication of how much traffic you're actually getting. It's just a referral or it's a pass-through. So if you have any sites that send you lots of visitors, but you're not necessarily looking to track that activity, you want to include them in your referral exclusion list. And the same concept is going to be true if you go to the left side menu and you click the search term exclusion list. If you have a particular term or a way that people find your site or find your location that isn't necessarily going to help you in terms of tracking that information, you want to include that search term in your search term exclusion list. Once you've done that, you're going to come back to your property settings and you're going to go ahead and turn on your demographic and interest report button as well as your in-page analytics button. And once you've done that, you can then hit save. And once your content has been saved, you are then ready to connect your Google Analytics account to your website. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Hello and welcome. You are now looking at a WordPress website, and you're actually looking at the admin panel. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a connection between Google Analytics and our WordPress website. You're going to do this through an installed plugin. And so if you don't already have a plugin that accepts Google Analytics, you're going to go and you're going to click the Add New link where you see the plugin section. So you can actually click this plugin section. You can then click the Add New button. And what you're going to do when you get there is you're going to click inside of this dialog box. You're just going to write in Google Analytics. Now, WordPress has a number of plugins available. You'll typically want to make sure that you have one that is reviewed and that has a good track record of updating the plugin. Once you find one with good reviews and a fair number of installs, you're going to click the Install Now button. Once you do that, you're going to click Activate, and then you'll see the plugin has been installed in your plugin directory. So what you're going to do now is you want to hover over your settings area, and then you want to go down to the link in the menu. Now in some cases, you'll see the plugin, depending on which one you install, they'll actually have its own separate menu someplace on the left side menu, but typically you'll see one in the settings area. So go ahead and click the link that says Google Analytics. Now in this particular case, you are going to have some configuration that you're going to need to do. We're going to dismiss this notice and save the preference. And then we're going to come into the plugin settings. So you'll notice right away that you're going to be asked for a Google Analytics property ID. Now that's going to refer to the ID that we saw in Google Analytics when we created a website property. So let's go back to Google Analytics right now. And you'll notice that there is a tracking ID. We're going to copy that ID, and then we're going to carry it back to our website. And then we're going to enter the property ID. We're then going to click Enable on our site. Now once we've enabled analytics, all the other settings are going to be optional if you know that you want to configure them. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down to two other settings. We're going to enable Google Analytics in the WordPress admin area, and we're going to disable it for other users. Once we do that, we're going to then click Settings. Now some plugins will be ready almost immediately. Other plugins expect 24 to 48 hours, as is the case with the plugin that you're watching right here. But typically, if you know your property ID and you can actually enable a few clicks, you can set up Google Analytics with your WordPress website. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Hello and welcome. You are now looking at an HTML-based website. And it's quite possible that you'll want to track the activity on this particular page or site. If that's the case, you are going to be able to place your Google Analytics code on the page where your site is. So we're going to go through that process in this video. Now you are going to need an HTML editor for this particular page in order to place the code. In order to do that, you are going to want to find one of the free editors or use the one that you have. We are going to look for one called NVU by going to Google. And if we go to Google and we just type in NVU, it's typically going to be the first result that will come up. It's at nvu.com. You're going to want to go to that site. You'll then want to either download NVU or Composer. Either one will serve as an effective HTML editor. Now, once you have NVU open, you are going to then open the index file of the web page you are going to be tracking. Once you have the page open, you're going to go to your source code. Once you do that, you're going to come back to Google Analytics, And you're going to pick up the tracking code that you are going to be using for this particular site. And we're going to copy all of this code, and then we're going to go back to our HTML site in order to paste the code. Now the code should go someplace in the header area typically, and so we're going to go ahead and we're going to place this code in the header area. Once we do that, we're going to click the Save button, and then our site will be ready to be uploaded to our server. We're then going to take the website files and we're going to drag and drop them into the directory where we're going to be installing the site. As you can see, even though we pasted the code, the form of the website doesn't change, and now we're ready to track from this particular website. If you're going to have multiple one-page websites, you're going to want to make sure that Google Analytics is actually placed on each and every one of these pages if you want to track the activity. Now, one thing that we'll want to do is we'll want to make sure that the code is actually working. And one of the ways that we can do that is we can go to the dashboard and we can look at the real-time statistics in Google Analytics. And if we go to the real-time statistics, you'll see that there was one page view just 8 minutes ago, and that was when we were actually visiting the site. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Hello and welcome. When you are adding Google Analytics to a WordPress website, typically you will add the code using a plugin. However, you may be using a custom page builder or membership script. And when that is the case, there's typically a specific operation for you to use in order to get Google Analytics installed. In this particular case, we're going to look at OptimizePress, which is a WordPress page builder. Now, your page builder might be different, but you will want to check the instructions to find out exactly how to work with your particular theme or page builder. So let's go inside of this dashboard. And once we get there, we're going to go inside of OptimizePress. OptimizePress actually has its own menu and dashboard. We're going to go inside of the dashboard. When you get there, you're actually going to see that OptimizePress has a section called Analytics and Tracking. You're going to go inside of that area. And once you get there, OptimizePress gives you some instructions. So that typically you're going to be placing that code before the header tag, but in this case, OptimizePress gives you a location to actually put your code. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back, we're going to grab the code, and we're going to place the entire code inside of the Analytics and Tracking area for Google Analytics. Now, if you don't have a property already, you're going to create one, and you're going to do that by coming to the admin area. You're then going to come to this drop-down menu, and you're going to click Create New Property. And then you're going to give this property a name. You're going to put your website URL in, and then you're also going to define your industry category. You're going to set up your reporting time, and then you're going to click Get Tracking ID. Now, once you have the tracking code, you're going to grab all the tracking code, and you're going to copy it. And you're going to head back to your website. And when you're at your site, you're going to place the code inside of the tracking area. And again, every page builder and every site builder is going to be slightly different, but typically there will always be a section for you to place the Google Analytics code on a particular page or a series of pages. Now, in this particular case, you are actually going to be able to use this code throughout the entire site through this theme. Once you've done that, then all you'll need to do is click Save Settings. And then your code will then be added to your custom page builder. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.